Hello, welcome to another tutorial with Pulldownit. This time I'm going to show you how to do this effect, breaking the whole scenery with this unstoppable wheel. So, cracking the ground and breaking the fence and the wall behind. So let's start. This is our set. The wheel is animated with motion keys. These are the keys, okay? And we want to break everything when colliding with the animated object. Let's start by breaking this part of the wall. So select the object, open Shaded window, set Unchar 64 is okay, Shade Style Uniform, and click on Shaded button, and we get our fragments in the wall. Let's go to refine the fragments so they are smaller in the impact area with the wheel. So just select any of the fragments, and this time set local shade style, click on preview, and place the cloud of points in the area where we want to generate more fragments. Modify the width, okay, and click on Shaded button again. Nice, we have got more fragments in this area. Let's do the same with this other part of the wall. Select preview mode, select place the cloud of point where we want to generate more fragments, modify the width, and click on Shaded. So very nice, we get our fragments in the impact area with the wheel. And let's shader the fence now. This time select wood splinter shatter because the fence is made of wood. Place the cloud of points in the middle of the object. Increase the number of fragments to about 100. And this time in cut material we are going to create a new one, wood material, because the fence is made of wood, and click on Shade. Now PDI is prefactoring the object. Here we are, our fence nicely broken in wood splinters. So at this point we are done with prefactoring. Let's go to set up dynamics. Select any of the fragment of the wall, click on create fracture bodies, rename it as for example wall in, and click on OK. They're orange, that means the fracture body has been created. Now select other fragment in this side of the wall, rename as wall, click on OK. Fracture body has been created, and make the same with the fence. Select any of the fragment, click on create fracture body, rename it as maybe wood fence, click on OK. Fracture body has been created. So we have now 3 fracture bodies here for the objects we want to break. And let's add the ground also in dynamics, setting it as static so fragment doesn't fall to the void, and select the wheel as kinematic because it is an animated object, so it must be kinematic in dynamics. Open PDI simulation option, and let's start computing dynamics. Click on Bake Keys and compute dynamics. Okay, let's start computing. Okay, you can see the object start to fall and break before impact with the wheel, which is because we have to make some adjustment to prevent this from happening. So open PDI basic fractures again, select the wall and set it as static and activation at first hit, so it doesn't move before impact. Make the same with the other part of the wall, set it as static, and the same with the wood fence, set it as static and activation at first hit. So let's compute again with this change. Now the object stand, and when impact with the wheel, they start to break violently. Okay, let's compute a few more frames before checking the simulation. Okay, so it is breaking in a violent way. Everything collapsing. Okay, but let's go to adjust some issues. First, I think the fragments are bouncing too much, exploding too much, so let's fix this by selecting the wall and set the fragments, reduce the bounciness for them so they explode in a less violent way. Let's compute dynamics again. Okay, the viewport has changed to boxes, but no problem. Let's continue computing and we check the result after some frames. Okay, so let's check. I think now the result is the wall is exploding less than before. And now let's take a look to the fence. It is breaking in wood splinter, very nice, but it's breaking completely. And I want this side of the left side of the fence to stand like in the video. Okay, the left side of the fence is standing. I want to make this effect, so reset the simulation and let's adjust the fence so the left side stand. Select it, switch on Express View and open Advanced Fractures. Here we can select single fragments to not to break, not to move. So select those parts of the fence and set them as static. Don't mind if we have selected other objects because the PDI is going to ignore them. So set them as static and they are black. That means they are not going to move in dynamics. Let's select some other fragments, a few more fragments in the other side. Those part here. Okay, and maybe some more fragments. Select them by clicking with the mouse. They are blue, and now when click on set static, they are black, so they shouldn't move in dynamics. Let's switch off Express View and compute again. So this time the left side of the fence shouldn't move at all in dynamics. And quality, we are using low quality, but for better result, I recommend to use medium of height quality. Let's compute dynamics again. Okay, the wall is breaking as before. the fence start to break as well. But now the left side of the fence is standing, doesn't move at all as we wanted. So very nice, lot of control with this version of Pulldownit. This green material here is the PDI cut material. I remind you can replace it later with the material you prefer. Okay, so let's finish the simulation because I like the setup now. Okay, here we are. Let's check the result. Okay, the wall and the fence breaking, but the left side is standing. I like the result, except maybe in the wall I don't like the big fragment on the right side. This big fragment here I don't like, it is a little weird. I want to get rid of it. So let's reset the simulation, open basic fractures, switch on STSS view, and select those fragments here so they doesn't move in dynamics as we did with the fence. Select the fragment we don't want to move at all. Maybe it's too much. Let's start again. Selecting the fragment here, the fragment we don't want to move. Set them as static, they are black. Switch off STSS view, and let's compute again dynamics. So this time I hope we have got rid of those weird fragments on the wall when breaking. Let's compute again. The wall start to break, the fence as well. Okay, I think the wall is breaking much nicer now. And the fence, the left side of the fence is standing because we have set this part also as static in dynamics. So let's finish the simulation. Once we are done with the fence, we will start breaking the ground as a second step. Here we are. Let's check the final result. Okay, now the wall is breaking in a nicer way, I think. And so I'm happy with the result. I'm going to delete all PDI bodies before going with breaking the ground to let only keys on the scene. So open Manage PDI Wall window, click on Delete all PDI bodies, confirm. Okay, so now there are only keys on the scene. Okay, see the keys, and you can go back and forth before going to breaking the ground. It's a good moment to save the scene with a different name. Okay, This way we can compute much faster the cracking of the ground, because the extrusion of the fence and the wall is baked as keys, so no need to recompute it when cracking the ground. So let's go to refactoring the ground object. For this we have to draw a spline over the surface to crack the ground along it. Okay, so let's go to top view. This is the trajectory of the wheel, and we're going to draw a spline over the ground object following this trajectory. Open shapes and draw a line more or less following the trajectory of the wheel. Doesn't mind, because we can refine its shape later, so more or less following the trajectory of the wheel. I think over here, another point here, and finally ending in this position. Okay, it's pretty good, but I have to adjust the end of the path, removing those knots here, and moving this point more in the middle of the end position of the wheel. Okay, it's fine. I think I have to adjust also a little the knots on the trajectory. This one here, I have to move it little up. Okay, and this other one a little to the left. Okay, matching better the trajectory of the wheel. So I think we are done. Let's prefactoring, or better, let's check the side view just in case. Okay, I think the path, the spline is starting after the wheel hits the ground, so just in case, let's displace the first point a little backwards. Okay, to start before the wheel colliding with the ground. So I think now it's fine. Let's organize the layers of the scene in a better way. We have a layer for the fence, and let's create another one for the spline. Okay, so select the spline, click on create a new layer, and rename it as paths. And let's hide the fence layer, because this way we have a cleaner scene to work with the path cracking. We can unhide it at the end and join everything together. So let's go to prefactoring the ground with a clean scene. Open Shaded window, select path based shade style, and select our path. Okay, line 1 is selected. Click on preview. First select the ground object and click on preview. We can see the cloud of point following the shape of the spline. Increase the number of shards to 200 to get many of them. And let's shader the ground object. Okay, here we are, our ground nicely shattered following the shape of the path, but those big chunks here, they can cause issues in dynamics if they happen to move. I want to get rid of them. So for this I'm going to apply a second uniform shader over the ground. Click on preview, select uniform shader style, set the number of fragments to 40 because it's enough to get rid of the big chunks, and click on share it. So here we are. Now the chunks are smaller and more round. And let's continue by generating more fragments on the trajectory, because I think there are still few fragments and I want to generate more debris in this area. For this I can use the same spline, but as I am going to modify it, better to create a new one. Just can do it by selecting the layer of the spline, select spline and duplicate it to create a new one. Okay, and modify this new spline, the line 2, to generate more fragments on the beginning of the trajectory. For this I want to delete the last point here, and okay, this is the area where I want to add more little debris. I'm going to move forward this point just in case. So I think it's okay. Let's go to perspective view again and see we have another path here just in the area where I want to create more fragments. So now let's open share it tool again, set path space share style, select our new path, new spline for shattering, line 2, okay, and select any of the fragment of the ground, click on preview, and increase the number of fragments about 150 and modify width to make them smaller. Okay, so I think it's okay. Let's go to shader, reshader the ground in this area. Okay, here we are. Now we have generate more fragments in the first part of the trajectory to generate little debris in dynamics. You can do this process as many as you want, but I think it's okay. So let's go to set up a fracture body for the ground object. For this, open PDI basic fractures, select any of the fragments, and click on create fracture body. This window, rename it if you like as ground crack, for instance. Click on OK. That orange fracture body has been created, and let's go to set up parameter for ground cracking. For this, switch on express view and set it as static, but this time activation breaks upon impact because we want the ground just to break. We don't want it to move aside breaking. Also, remove completely clusterized parameter to get rid of the weaker areas aside the main trajectory. Okay, so now only the weaker areas are in the trajectory of the wheel. Besides, we have to change propagation scheme to local to break the ground only when colliding with the wheel. And finally, for ground cracking, we don't want fragment to move or bounce too much, so let's reduce bounciness and also damping, so fragments doesn't move, increase damping, so fragment doesn't move too much in dynamics. We want them just basically to break. We are done, so switch off express view and let start computing, adding more the rest of the objects in dynamic. Select the wheel and set it as kinematic as before because it is an animated object, and as the ground is going to break, we need another object to support it so the fragment doesn't fall to the void. So select this base ground object and set it as static. Okay. And now let's start computing dynamics for our set. Let's open PDI simulation options and start computing dynamics. Okay, the ground start to crack, but I don't like those big chunks flying away. So let's compute a few more frames and start adjusting fixing issues. Okay, those big fragments also moving too much. So let's start fixing issues of this simulation. Okay, the big chunks, get rid of the big chunks flying away. For this we are going to use advanced fractures. Open PDI basic fracture, switch on extensor view and open PDI advanced fracture, and as we did before with the fence, select the fragments we don't want to move and set them as static. Just in case, select as many as you want. Okay, no problem. Just to prevent them from moving at all, set them as static. They turn black, they are not going to move in dynamics. Switch off expressor view and let's compute again with these changes. Okay, now the ground is breaking only in the middle. Still those fragments are flying away too much, but the fragments on the sides aren't moving. Let's compute a few more frames and check the simulation. Okay, that big fragment is moving too much, so let's stop this and start fixing issues of the simulation. The ground is breaking only in the middle, but the fragments are flying away too much, and also those big chunks in the rear area is flying away. So let's go to fix all of this, selecting this fragment I forgot to add last time in advanced fractures. Okay, and then let's fix the flying away of the fragment. So open PDI basic fractures, then PDI advanced fractures, select the fragment, the big chunk here, which is moving too much, set it as static, also this one just in case. And now let's go to fix the problem of fragments flying away. For this, there is a very good trick, which is adding a barrier object to the simulation. Just create a big box over the cracking area. Okay, make it thinner because it doesn't matter how thick is it. Important thing, it is covering the cracking area, and make a little gap between the ground and the object. So now you can see the box is covering the cracking area completely. Let's adjust it better. Okay. And let's go to perspective view. the object is covering the cracking area, and in this way is going to prevent the fragment from flying away because of this little gap here between the ground and the barrier object. So we have just to add this object, this barrier object, as static in dynamics, and we are done. We can even hide the barrier object because it is just a helper object. So select it and hide it because we have set it already as a static in simulation. PDI solver is going to take it in account, and we don't need to have it in the viewport. So here we are. Let's go to compute with these changes again to see if the issues are solved. Okay, now the ground is cracking and the fragments aren't flying away. Very nice. Let's finish the computation. Also the big chunks on the sides aren't moving, so now I have a very nice, I think a very nice ground cracking here. Let's finish it just to check the final result. In case we have to fix any issue, we can stop and do it as before. Okay, everything is going fine this time. Let's stop this and check the crack of the ground. Okay, now it's very nice. Objects are fragments are breaking but not moving, not flying away. So it's pretty realistic ground cracking. So I am happy with the result. Let's this is all because the barrier object remains to prevent fragment from flying away. The barrier object is here, it is hide, but it is a static object in simulation. It prevents the fragment from flying away. So let's unhide everything and join everything together. First we are going to finish the simulation, okay, until the last frame. And let's go to unhide all layers and join everything together. So let's check the final result. Nice crack. Open the layers and unhide the fence layer. So we bring back the last extrusion of the wall. Let's check final result with both the ground and the fence breaking. Okay, very nice. First the ground breaking, then the fence and the wall. So I'm happy with the result, but the fragments in the ground are too straight, too polygonal. With PDI you can do even better. Okay, you can see the fragments are polygonal. With PDI you can improve the look of the fragments by adding jagginess to them. For this, open PDI jagginess reformer, select any of the fragments and click on add jagginess. Now it's done. Let's select those fragments in the let's set edge faces, okay, and you can see the fragments are less polygonal, twisted edge, okay, all over. And when playing the simulation, we get a much better, much realistic look for the fragments. Okay, now there are rough faces, twisted edges. So this is the effect of a PDI Jaggedness Deformer. Okay, the fragments are much more realistic now. Let's play the final result with jaggedness applied. Okay, this is the fragments more detailed. So let's play the final result with jaggedness applied. And well, this is the end of the tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye.